Hey guys, it's Heather from Kell Plan, and today I'm here to film a super fun DIY video. I'm super excited about it. So a company called NewAir reached out to me several weeks ago and asked if I would be interested in reviewing a mini fridge for them, which seemed kind of weird because my channel is kind of all about planning with a little bit of DIY crafting in there. So it's kind of like, what does a mini fridge have to do with this? But I had already been talking to Matthew about getting a mini fridge for my office because my office is upstairs and I literally never go downstairs during the day. And so I have found that I don't drink enough. And Matthew's always like, you need to drink more water. So we'd been talking about getting me a mini fridge anyway. And so I was like, how can I tie this in to my channel? So I got creative and I decided to turn this mini fridge idea into how to make this mini fridge look good in my office. So I am partnering with NewAir. It's a refrigerator company. Well, I guess it's not even a refrigerator company. They're actually an appliance company because they sell several different appliances. The funny thing is, right after I had been talking to them was our wedding anniversary, and Matthew gave me a wine fridge that's also made by NewAir, and he had no idea that I was even talking to them about this partnership. So it's really funny. I now have a wine fridge downstairs from them, and then I have a beverage mini fridge in my office. So if you're interested in getting your own mini fridge for whatever reason, there's a promo code, Heather20, I think is the promo code, but I'll put it in the description just in case I'm wrong. And you can get a discount on your mini fridge. I think we're going to order another one because Matthew really wants one outside in his man cave. And so he's super excited about that. But basically, they've sent me this fridge. I'm going to show it to you guys in a minute. But I've also partnered with another company off Etsy, and they're called Ultimate Pro, and they make vinyl coverings for cars, but they also do it for fridges. So I've partnered with them, and they've sent me this vinyl cover for the fridge to make my fridge match my office. So basically this DIY video is going to be about how I'm taking this mini fridge that was sent to me that doesn't really match my office and match the feel of my office, and I'm going to make it match my office using this vinyl covering. So I'm super excited. I've never done this before. I'm a little bit nervous that I'm going to mess it up, but hopefully it's easy. Hopefully we can get it done. Let's go check it out. This is the fridge that they sent me. It's a Pepsi Cola fridge. It's really cool. I think it's called the Vintage Pepsi, and it has this Pepsi logo on it. And then up close, it has this really cool vintage Pepsi design. Let me move this so you guys can see it. I think Matthew is a little bummed that I'm going to cover this up because he loves the design. And I could leave it. It doesn't stick out here's my office. It doesn't stick out too bad. You can, it's not like the design just super sticks out, but I really want it to match my office. So here I did have my desk centered over these, or under these. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this over. I'm going to put something else in the center to make this look more centered now that I have a fridge next to it. And I'm going to use the vinyl covering to cover this fridge to make it match. My whole theme of my office is black, white, and mint. And so this fridge is going to be black and white, and I'm super excited to get started. So let's go give it a try. So I want to share with you guys the supplies that I'm going to be using to recover this fridge. So this is a squeegee thing that I got off of Amazon. It's an applicator tool, I think is what it's technically called. And you use it to press down the vinyl to make sure that it sticks really well. So I ordered that from Amazon. This is the box of the vinyl that Ultimate Pro sent me. So let's throw that over there. Their website is ultimateprocy.com, but it is this white background with this really pretty black florals. Did you guys really think I was going to pick something that wasn't black florals? And then it comes with these directions on how to do this. It says that I need the refrigerator door sticker, a utility knife, which I'll probably just use my X-Acto knife, I guess, a rag, a watering can, and a hard card. So I need to go get a rag, and I'm just going to get a cup with some water in it and hope that that's good enough. We'll see. I'm very nervous, guys. And so they sent me 2 of these. So I have one for each side of my fridge, and you can send in the measurements of your fridge so that they send you one that matches. So I sent them the measurements, so this should fit the 2 sides of my fridge perfectly. Now, when I sent them the measurements, I didn't realize that this design was also on the top of the fridge. I thought that the top of the fridge was just gonna be black, but it actually does have the Pepsi design on the top. And so I went to another Etsy shop. I don't remember the name of this one, and I bought these. This was sent to me for free for this video, but these I actually bought. I don't remember the Etsy name, so I'll have to look. But I just got black and white striped vinyl because stripes of floral, of course. And I'm going to use these to cover the top so that the top kind of goes with it as well. So I'm super excited, a little bit nervous. I think I'm going to pull out the fridge and start on this side and do this side first, because then if I mess up, like, that side's kind of covered by the desk, so it won't be like the end of the world. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get a rag and some water, and I'm going to pull the fridge out, and then we're going to get started. Okay, guys, I have the vinyl, I have the rag, the card, the water, the directions. It says, step 1, get your tools. Step 2, clean the refrigerator door surface. Use a rag to clean the surface. If there's a handle, please remove it first. So I've already wiped this down. Then it says spray foam water. Use the watering can to spray the appropriate amount of foam water on the surface of the refrigerated door to keep the humidity. I don't have a water bottle. I hope that this does not, like, ruin it, but I guess we'll see. So, let's see here. They might have sent me, oh my goodness, guys, I think I said that I got 2 of these, but they sent me 3. So I do have the pattern for the top if I want to make it work, or I could do the stripes. We'll decide when we get there. So this is the print. Let's make sure it fits. Okay. Here's a little bit of a problem. I told them the width, and this is on me. This is not their fault. When I told them the width, I told them from here to here. And I included this part, but I don't want this part. So it's too big, and that's my fault. That's not their fault. So for you, if you're going to cover a fridge, I'm going to suggest that you actually measure it. I just looked up the measurements on the website, and I didn't think about the fact that it was measuring from here to here with the door, and I only need it from here to here. So I'm going to need to trim this now. So I'm going to go do that. I have trimmed it. It was too big on the sides and the top. I didn't trim it totally off the top because I'm thinking that I could fold some of it over and then lay vinyl on top of it. Is kind of what I'm thinking. I hope I cut it straight. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, further directions. Next step, spray the water, start to paste. Paste in order from top to bottom. First, tear part of the bottom paper, spray water on the sticker surface, and then slowly put it on the fridge. Okay, I'm very nervous, you guys. But we're gonna give it a whirl. So, I'm gonna get a little water on the rag. Rub it on top. And here goes nothing. So you don't peel off the whole backing at once. They make it sound like you just pull down a little bit. Okay? And then you kind of want to line it up. Like so, so that this is on the fridge. And then push any air bubbles out. Oops, I think I'm supposed to use this side. Push any air bubbles out with the scraper. Okay. And then you could, I don't know if you could tell, but it's a little high up here. So I'm going to use my X-Acto knife, I think, to trim that down at the end. Okay, so then I'm going to take my rag and I'm going to wet the next area, and then I'm going to pull down the backing some more, not all the way, just some more, and then you want to push out the air bubbles as you stick it down. I don't know if you guys can see the air bubbles very well from the distance of the camera, but like you can kind of see right here, there's some air bubbles. And if you just left it, that's what's gonna make it not stick very well. So you wanna take this card and you wanna press it down. Now, I wonder if I can pull it back up because it's not straight over here. It's like hanging too far over here, and I just noticed it. So I'm just gonna pull the paper back up and I'm gonna see if I can fix this. I guess this is why they sent me an extra one, in case I mess it up. So I'm just gonna peel it all the way back off. And I'm gonna try and do a better job of lining this up right along the edge over here. Okay, then I'm going to use this. Push out those air bubbles. I'm going to kind of pull the vinyl a little bit just because there's that crease in that paper. I am glad that I did this side first, because then I feel like when I get to the other side that actually is going to show, then I've had some practice. This is my first time to ever do anything like this. And I'm pretty impatient when it comes to this kind of stuff. And so my husband was actually like, "Are you sure you don't want me to help you with that?" Because he was like, "You're going to get really impatient and you're just going to like push it on." So I have to prove to him that I have the patience for this. Okay. It's looking really good. Like, it's really smooth. It's crazy how this thing really does smooth it out. And this doesn't come with the vinyl. I ordered this off Amazon and I wasn't sure that I really needed it. But now that I'm sitting here pressing out air bubbles, I can tell that I definitely need it. There is an air bubble like right there. So I'm gonna push that bubble up since the top is closer. I feel like it would be easier to push that one up than to push it down. Oh my gosh, y'all, this fridge is gonna be so cute. And like, the Pepsi design wasn't bad, and the Pepsi design probably would have looked even cooler if we had put this out in my husband's man cave, but I really wanted it in my office. And so I just wanted it to be cutesy and girly. And I know that this may be, some people may watch this video and be like, "Heather, this is super extra. You could have just, it didn't look bad." And that's true. It didn't look bad, but this like just matches the vibe of my office so much more. I love it. And my husband especially loves this fridge in my office because my office is across the hall from our bedroom. And every night when we go to bed, I'm always like, "Matthew, I need some water." I'm always really thirsty when it's time to go to bed. And we keep our, we love drinking bottled water. I know it's probably not that good for us and it's not good for the environment, but we love it. And so, but we keep our bottled waters, or we used to keep them, all downstairs. So he would have to get out of bed and go downstairs and get me a water. And ever since we've had this fridge, he's just like, "Walk across the hall to your office, Heather, and get your water." Y'all, I love this. This looks so cute. This looks so cute. I love it. I love it. Of course, I'm getting to the hard part. The bottom. Okay. So, I think you guys can see the bottom. But I'm going to take my rag and I'm going to be sure to wet it really good. And then I'm just going to peel off the rest of this backing. And then I'm going to use this to just work it down. There's a big air bubble right there. Did y'all hear that air bubble? Yikes. There's another one right here that I'm trying to work out. You can tell that I didn't cut this perfectly because it's showing the fridge right here. But again, thankfully this is the side where it doesn't really matter because this goes up against my desk. So now on this part, it probably would have been better if I'd moved this rug, but I'm gonna need to move it. So that way I can get the bottom sealed really well. I should have thought about that. That may have to be, I may have to pull that out when I'm not filming. So I'm going to do the bottom when I'm not filming, but basically I'm going to take this and I'm going to press this up underneath to make sure that it's sealed really well. And I'm just going to run this over. Now over here, I don't know if you can tell, but the edge is sticking out some. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wet the side. I think what I'm going to do on the other side is I'm not going to trim it before I stick it. I think that was my mistake here. I think next time I'm going to put it on and then use my X-Acto knife to trim off the edge so that it's a perfect mesh. I think that was my mistake. Of course, my first mistake was just sending them the wrong size for my fridge. That was mistake number one. But, so now I'm going to move the rug. I'm going to press down the side. I'm going to make sure this is all good, and then we'll do the other side, okay? This time, I'm going to try something a little bit different. On the other side, I trimmed this before I put it on, and then I feel like I regretted it. So, I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to leave it, and then I'll trim it once it's on. I feel like that is going to be a better option with less likelihood of messing up. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. And then trim it afterwards. And if I mess it up, they sent me an extra one, so I can always rip it off and try again. So, hopefully I don't regret this. But I'm going to take my rag, I'm going to dip it in water. I've already wiped it down, but now I'm just adding that wetness factor to it that you're supposed to put to make it stick better. And again, this is the pretty Pepsi design that I'm covering up. Nothing against Pepsi. I just really want this to look cute in my office. So here goes nothing. I hope I don't mess this up. So I guess you could say that this video is like me showing you how to do it, but it's also you watching me learn how to do it. So I am not claiming to be a pro, but here we go. So I'm just going to peel off a little bit of the backing. I am going to go a little bit above the fridge because I can fold it down. I think this is going to work a lot better. And if it does work a lot better, then I may actually rip off the other side because I do have that extra one. I may actually rip off the other side and do it again if this ends up working. So we shall see. Pushing out some of those air bubbles. I will say, I don't know if the air bubbles are more obvious because this is just a white background, but you can definitely see them if you don't take the time to push them out. Okay, let's wet some more of the fridge. Let's pull down some more. I think this print is so pretty. The company that sent me this print has lots of other designs. They had one floral design that I was in love with. It was so pretty. You guys know I love florals. but the colors didn't match my office. And since kind of the whole purpose of this was to make this look cute in my office, I decided to go with the simple white background and black florals. And I do think this is really pretty and elegant. I was really pleased with this design. They make these themselves. You just tell them what size you need and they print it. So it's pretty awesome. Be sure to measure the right way though. Don't pull a Heather. Take into account that there's a door there. All right. Let's pull some more down. Push out those air bubbles that might be popping up. There's a big one right there. Whoa. That was a big air bubble. Here's another big one. They're kind of fun to push out though. There's another big one. Gonna push that one out to the side. This one, I wonder if I need to just... I think that if you leave the air bubbles, not only does it look bad, but I think that it makes it so that the vinyl doesn't stay attached to the fridge as well. So you want to be sure to push them out. Okay. Now let's wet the rest of the fridge. And pull the rest off. I feel like this went on a lot better since I didn't cut it beforehand. So we'll see when it gets time to cutting the excess off if I can do that as well. But the application was definitely a lot easier. The other side, I don't know if you remember, but you could kind of see, because I apparently didn't cut it straight, so you could kind of see the edge. I may end up redoing that side if this comes out really well. Now, the bottom is kind of a tricky... What I'm doing here on the bottom is I don't really want to cut it. I hope you could see the bottom from the camera, but I'm taking this little tool and I'm pressing it. I'm pressing the air bubbles down, and then I'm pressing this up under to try and seal that under the fridge. I may need to take my wet rag to help it seal. And I'm hoping that that will be enough to hold that underneath the fridge so that I don't have to cut it, because that would be ideal if I didn't have to cut it. Same with the side over here. I was trying to see if the side, if I could just fold it over, because the less that I have to cut, the prettier this will turn out. I know that as soon as I start cutting over here, it's gonna not look very pretty. So I'm trying to see if it's possible. It's working really well on this edge. Now I just need to kind of make sure the corner. So I'm thinking that this is what I was supposed to do the whole time, is not cut it, but then take the edges and fold them over to make it stay. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to redo that other side. So I'm really thankful that they sent me an extra one, and I bet if they're watching this video, they probably freaked out when I cut that first one, because I feel like this is the right way to do it. I do have an air bubble right here that I need to try and push out. Okay, now this is going to be a tricky part here. I'm going to open up the fridge door. Let's move this rug. Oh, I'm like, why won't that open? Okay, so I could fold it over some, but I don't know if I fold it over all the way, if that's gonna, it doesn't appear to mess with the seal. Now, what I may do is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and I think I am going to cut at least some of this off. Did I not cut all the way through? Just because I want to make sure that it's not messing up this seal at all. Now that's a pretty ugly cut. But I think it's okay. So now the seal, I feel like the edge, let's open this again. Got some air bubbles here on the edge that I'm trying to push out. Okay, now I need to do the same thing up here. Fold that down like a present, kind of. I may end up cutting that off. And again, I'm going to put those stripes on the top to cover. Okay, guys, that looks so much better than the other side. So I will probably recover the other side because this worked out a lot easier. Don't trim your paper, guys. Don't trim it. Don't be Heather. You just put it on and then you fold it over the edges and then it fits perfectly. And it looks great. I love it. There's a few spots I need to kind of maneuver down here, but I love it. It looks so good. Look how cute that is. Now you can see where I redid the other side, by the way, and it looks way better. And you can see how the lining overlaps on the top. And so I want to cover that up. And plus I want to cover up the Pepsi. And so that is what I bought these vinyl sheets for. I bought 3, and I think it's going to require me cutting these some in order to have enough. So hopefully that works. But basically, I'm going to go ahead and lay the first one down. It's black and white stripes because I love stripes and florals, and I thought that would be a good fit. So I'm going to just take this vinyl, peel off the back, if I can get it to cooperate with me. Oh my goodness. There it goes. Peel off the backing. Now I can tell that this vinyl is not as nice as the vinyl that we used to cover, but we're going to make it work. I probably should not have peeled off all of it. Did I learn nothing So I'm going to lay this, we're going to lay it off a little bit so that we can tuck it in. Whew. This appears to be some permanent Okay, I'm going to take my air squeegee and I'm going to push out the air bubbles. Ooh, you can hear that. Dang, there's a lot of air bubbles in there. You can hear them popping. Okay, I have it hanging off just a little bit on the back. So let's press that down. Okay. Next, I'm gonna need to cut some vinyl. So I want to make sure that they line up. So I'm thinking that I will cut it maybe right here, just to make sure that it overlaps just a little bit. So now I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and I'm going to slide this into the paper trimmer, line it up on the line that I drew, and trim that. I'm going to save this because I may need it for down here. Now, I'm not going to make the same mistake that I did a second ago and peel off the entire backing. I'm just going to peel off the edge of it. And I need to be sure, this is going to be a little tricky because I need to be sure that every line matches up really well. Okay, that looks to be pretty good. And then I'm just going to pull it off. Whew, should have pulled it off. That is creating some very bad wrinkles. Okay, and then I'm going to take the edge, I'm going to press it down like so. Make sure that's nice and smooth back there. Okay, now I have to match up the stripes this way. So I think I want to cut this about here. The reason that it's not just one big one, by the way, is this vinyl comes in 12 by 12 sheets. And so I just bought 3 12 by 12s, knowing that I would have to cut them to make them work. So I'm just peeling off a little bit so that I can line up these stripes here. I'm lining up the white to the white. I'm going to lay that down. And then, I think the way to really do this is to then press it down like so and slowly peel it. Okay, I'm going to pull open the fridge. If you take it on this side, you can then press down on the edges. Make that a nice seal across the top. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife because there is like a little thing here. And I'm going to cut right along that. And then I just want to take and press down all along those edges. Okay. Now I need just a small little portion. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark where I need to cut here. Okay, and again, I'm going to take my paper. I'm going to make sure that it lines up on the stripes. And this part might be a little trickier because I need to cut. I feel like I maybe should have traced that out first. But you live and you learn. Let's open the fridge and press this down in there. Okay, there we go. Now I have a striped top with a floral edge, and I think it looks really cute. So if I back the camera up, and then I can place my items back up here in a really cute way. And there we go. I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot of work. But it's cute, it's fun, I love how it turns out. I love that it now matches my office. I think it looks really cute. So I highly suggest, this fridge holds so much stuff. Like I have Cokes and I have drinks for my niece, and I have waters, I have Gatorades, I have coffees, I have apple juice, I have so much stuff in there. It's awesome. The fridge is awesome. The vinyl's awesome. Don't do it the first way. Don't cut it. Leave it all together and fold it over. It works way better. I love how it turned out. I love that it matches my office now. I just love it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little different than what I normally do, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more DIY videos like this. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and happy planning.